Recording on.
Yeah.
Today we want to talk about teaching English to children. Do you have any experience?
Once I did. I think
Already
Melissa,
once?
yeah, for one term, they assigned me one children class. And, it was a hell because I think I'm not patient enough to deal with children. Mm.
Oh, so you had a difficult time?
Yeah, actually, the kids don't take serious commands from men, I think. They do from women, ladies, because they consider them as their mothers. But perhaps I was not very good at it.
I don't know. But what do you think, Melissa? Do you have any
Well,
experience teaching to kids?
yeah. I taught VIP, I taught ESL to little kids in China during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were under 5 or they were between 5 and 10. And so they were all very young and I love it. I mean, I'm a mom and my kids are young. And so I could speak
Yeah,
to them like they were my kids and I understood them. I knew what they would
yeah,
like. I like
yeah.
colors and pictures and animals and what to
Mm.
talk about. And so, yeah, I see how they can relate to a mother-like figure. It'd be hard for a man to be a kindergarten teacher, but there are some, and you have to be very gentle and like giving and like talk to them slowly. And I don't know, it's a different handling than talking to an
Yeah,
adult who knows a lot of things and is just learning a new language, you
yeah,
know?
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, I like them too because they are very energetic. They're
Yeah,
full of energy. So
yeah.
I like it that, but I believe sometimes it's difficult to control.
not very too energetic.
And they have a very good imagination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They have a
yeah,
very beautiful, I mean, they have beautiful imagination, very good one. So when you start teaching, they can visualize everything
yes,
Yeah.
and wonderful body language. So they
yeah.
Yeah.
act that like they are in the movie. So
Mm.
I like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. Both of you have experience. Today we want to talk about very young learners and young learners characteristics and talk about different learning styles and techniques that we use for teaching different skills to kids. Before starting the main points, I want you to fill in the blanks. So in children classes, we use more
Visual aids.
Visual.
visual aids. They like to see. So that's why you have like finger puppets, yes.
Yeah.
You can use emojis, okay? And like dolls in the class and talk, okay? So they love these things. Posters, and we use more
Body language.
Basic.
body
Oh,
language
body
gesture.
language. Okay. I thought it was base language.
Mhm. Body language, right? A base language as well. Simple. Say less and
Act.
Act
Act more.
more.
don't explain everything to them. They don't want to listen too much. So you'll have to show them what to do, how to write, listen. Then we have a pair working. So act and use in the class or in your online classes. You have to write on it. You have to use in your class. You write on the
Oh,
Board.
board. You
board.
have to,
Okay.
so give them access. When you want to talk about the key points, write it on the board so they can see it on the board. And usually we break task into chunks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small chunks.
A small chunk, break the
Small.
big task into small chunks. Let me give you an example. If you go to the class and you said, okay, everybody, take your workbook out of your backpack and turn to page 51. I want you to answer to all 6 questions in part A. Write it in your notebook. They miss up. So you have to go with the step by step with that. Okay, your workbook. Where is it? It's in your bag. Can you put it on the table, or can you take it in your online classes? Can you take it? And then give them time. Turn to page 65. Okay, show me 65. They show you. Okay, look at part A. How many questions? They say 6. Okay, I want you to write and write the answers. Where? In your notebook. Show me your notebook, step by step.
Sorry, what was the first gap? The last one?
Big
Big.
task.
Okay, big task. Yeah.
And make sure the activity
Makes sense.
makes sense to students. You have to talk in their world,
Yeah.
not beyond. They don't understand it. Okay. Start with what the students?
No.
No, we always start from no to unknown. And we start with the
The whole class.
whole class, right? Okay. Some kids, I said, they're eye catchers. They're nice, or they want to talk, or they're very kind, So it's very important. And some kids are very shy and silent. So we always start with the whole class, not with the sharp one, not with the ones who wants to talk, Just we start with the whole class. And give the students more
Thinking time. Yeah.
thinking time. Yeah, they need time. They cannot grasp everything like this. They need time. So you put them in pairs, you put them in groups, you go and check with them. So give them time to understand, to review what you said. So young learners and very young learners. What's the difference between young learners and very young learners?
Young learners would probably be.
What age group? When I say young learners, what age group?
I think elementary, grade 5, like age 5 to 13 or so.
Usually 6, 7 to 11, 12, right?
7 to 11. I would think very young would be even before kindergarten, like 3, 4, 5.
Exactly. 3, 4, 5. So what's the difference between these two groups? What's the difference? What's the main difference between these two groups?
I think they are mostly they mostly know writing, the young ones, but very young, no, they don't know how to write. This is one of the things
They don't know even how to take the pen. Some of them take the pen like this.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
what else?
Not just the pen, but yeah, that's true. You would know how to spell a word. So to understand a word by how it's spelled, you have to be a little bit older, even if you can't write I don't know.
Okay. They cannot use even their fine muscles. That's why they drop everything. See? Yeah.
And pronunciation, they might have also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pronouncing words.
They're not even mastering their mother tongue
That's
completely.
That's true. There's no correlation between their senses even.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say look and color, they cannot do it at the same time. They stop looking, then they color, then they stop, then not. You see. When you ask them to kick the ball, for example, here, when they look at you, but they kick the ball on the other way. So that's why we have some activities that they have the chance to practice with their muscles, like making something or coloring, painting, handicrafts, using scissors to work on it, right? And they have a very short concentration span. They cannot sit like more than 10 minutes. They start looking around, they start talking to each other, only 10 minutes. So you have to take many short activities to the class and change it. Or in between, like have icebreakers or singing songs. You have to change 10, 15 minutes. You have to change the activity or put them in pairs, change the pairs, Young learners, when they get like to 8, 9, 10, 11, it's much better. 10, 11, up to 50 or 55 or 60 minutes, they can stay in the class. But before, no, they get tired, they get bored very soon. And what you teach to them, we practice vocabulary, we practice the 4 skills, and grammar. So we teach them indirectly.
Yeah.
Not directly. We don't say this is subject, this is verb, because they have no ideas. Even in their mother tongue, they have no ideas about grammar, structure, name, or points. They know how to say it, but they cannot analyze it grammar-wise. So what we do, indirectly, we work with them. So if they want to learn like English and they talk about their sister or like their brothers and say, Tom, my brother go to school, and said, oh, your Tom goes to school. Is it every day? So he goes. So they understand, okay, with every day, when I talk about Tom or Mary, I use S. So you have to correct them, practice, 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 practice. But you cannot explain, this is simple present tense. In simple present tense, no, they have no idea. So we have to correct them on and on. This is the way you practice grammar with them. And, at this level, the grammar is not that complicated. It's not that complicated. Like the tenses, prepositions, pronouns. So we need to correct them when they make mistakes. But vocabulary, yes, they learn vocabulary. And we work on phonics, means pronunciation. As you said, they do have problems in intonation and pronunciation. There's a strong impact of their first language. So they need exposures. Usually for this age group, we ask parents to play like cartoons, or even they work with the different apps that they have exposure for the target language. If they learn French, they watch like every day they watch a cartoon in French, or they do some games in French. They read storybooks in French, so they have exposure to that language. Do you think young learners are different from teenagers and adults? Like what? In what way they're different?
Young learners, I think they would be more positive and more ready to learn and more open to bring to trying the language and just trying things without worrying about it, more than a teenager would. Like a teenager would probably worry about saying the wrong thing, or if they're trying it in practice out in communication, they'd be scared to talk because they knew they couldn't say it perfectly. But I think young learners would be happy to, try what they can do and just show you, and they might want to show you what they know.
Thank you. Murad, what do you think?
And I think if we consider that brain, compare it to slates, then the slate of their minds is blank. So whatever we say easily goes into that slate. And, that's why they say at younger ages, teachers must be very careful not to make any mistakes, especially in pronunciation, because as it sits there, it's very difficult to get rid of it. The other one is, as I heard, their plasticity of mind is a lot more than people who are elder. So they are ready to grasp everything. But talking about the other possibilities related to their learning process, we can say that at this age, young learners, not very young ones, their logic has started, and they can learn everything a bit more cognitively than the previous age, which was very young. So that age, in my idea, is the best age of learning a language, especially a foreign one.
Exactly. Thank you. Very good point. And I love the part that you said teachers, are crucial in this age. group because they have a very strong impact on their learning, on their learning motivation and style. And when something fossilized, it's very
Yeah.
difficult to remove it. That's true. That's so true. And they act like a sponge. Just imagine you put the sponge in the blue water. What happens?
Absorb everything.
Everything. That's what they do. They just imitate their teachers. They never ask why. They never ask for a reason. They just imitate. What they say, they do. And they love repetition. I mean, 100 times you play Simon Says, that's fine. They play it. And you say, what do you want to play now? Simon Says. Yeah, they love that repetition. And they follow the teacher, okay, and imitate. But usually teenagers and adults, they're looking for logic. They're looking for reason, but not kids. So do you believe children learn language better than older ones?
Yes.
I do, yeah.
Because they absorb it, right? And children and adults learn language basically in the same way?
Maybe their minds accept the words and take them in, but I think they need to learn with different techniques and different methods because
That's so true.
you need to present the information differently as a teacher.
Very true. For adults, you need to talk about the rules. But for children, no. It's easier to teach children rather than teenagers or adults.
Yes.
Well,
It's yes to Melissa, but no to Murad.
It depends. It depends what you like. So Murad doesn't think so.
It depends on the teacher, right? Yeah, that's correct. It depends. Yeah, it depends. But many people believe it's easier to teach children because they are very active and they are fast learners since they imitate, right? And they like repetitions. There was research that one child at home, mom talks one language like English, dad talks Spanish, and the babysitter speaks German. And the child studies in French school. At the same time, he could learn 4 languages.
wow. Yes.
And it's possible. And it's possible.
Yeah.
So that's how children can learn languages. But the thing is, there is a special factor. If I speak English with my children, all the time I should speak English.
Yeah.
That all the time Spanish. You know what I said? Not sometimes you speak English, sometimes you speak Persian, sometimes you speak German. No, it doesn't work all the time. So what happened is at the same time when they are at the table, the child look at the babysitter and start talk like German and then turn to mom, said something in English and ask dad something in Spanish at the same time.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what do they need? They need some activity to develop brain ability. I said they need to practice how to use their muscles. So coloring, painting, cutting, pacing, and they like to work with their friends. They like it. And you need to pay lots of attention. So loving, eye contact. Even children, someone in the class, someone says, I was talking to my teacher, but she didn't look at me. So it's important. You have eye contact with them. You look at them with a smile. You use their name. She never said my name. Use their name, noticing, security, enjoy, be happy, and try to pay attention. I said, wow, you have a new jacket. That's beautiful. So you have to pay attention more than the other age groups. Physical movement, like icebreakers, TPR.
Yeah.
Get engaged, engagement, lots of engagement. So pair working, group working, whole class, games, painting, and all the time. They should be engaged. Otherwise, they get bored.
Yeah.
And creativity, don't put them in the box. They don't like it. You always dictate to them, do this, do that. No. Let them be creative. Give them choice. You want to color it or you want to make a new one? Do you want to make a new mask? Or I can give you the frame and you color it. Which one? Okay. What color do you want? Don't answer. Everybody color it yellow and red because you want to check if they know yellow and red. You have to check it in another way. It's like, okay, show me your something yellow. And they go and bring this. You know what I mean? That's my ticket. Yeah, I parked somewhere that I shouldn't. So then you said, okay, what color do you want to use for your mask? Which color do you like more? So give them chance or give them option. It's better. It's better I said give them option. And holistic learning. With kids, it's not like IELTS class. Today we practice speaking. No, they're kids. So one session, you practice speaking. You ask them to read a little bit. You ask them to write 2 sentences. And then they listen to one part. And the whole thing goes around one topic. Okay? So all skills are integrated. So these students absorb language effortlessly and are very capable to imitate speech sound. They do not work well in groups. Why is that? When it's a big group, they don't like it. No. And actually, they cannot work if we work in a big group. So that's why they always ask for the close friends. But it's good to change their pairs. Maybe 3, 4 is fine. Or it's better to say 3. Otherwise, they feel insecure. If they know everybody in the group, if you put them like in the whole class, a group of 10 or 12, if they know each other, that's fine. Otherwise, they don't feel comfortable based on research. They respond best to activities and learning situations related to their own interests and experiences. We need to know our students. If they like, what's that cartoon? Ladybug. Or they like Dora. Or, if they like that, and you have those characters or posters, they love to do this. Yeah. But if you put like Batman, Spider-Man, and those students, they don't like it, they won't participate because they don't like the character. That easy, right? They don't say, and so I don't like it. I don't say. Yeah. Although they have a short self-centered attention span, they have grand patience for repetition of the same activity or game. But it's short. I mean, they cannot concentrate for a long time. When they grow, it gets better. It gets better. So again, we remember the 4 C's: communication, collaborations, critical thinking, and creativity. So we put them in situation that they talk to each other, they be creative, they work together, and they give them options for the instructions, like a problem. How do you want to do that? So let them search for solutions. Let them think. Also, we know kids learn in different ways. Some of them, they like to see. They need PowerPoint. They need posters. They need video. And I can say for kids, most of them. But some are auditory. You need to explain to them. They want to listen to it, so they prefer videos. Some needs to paint. When you teach them yellow, they have to color something in yellow to learn. They need to read something. They have to do worksheet because like 10, 11, 12, they like to answer to the questions to learn. And many of them are kinesthetic, like hands-on. They have to touch it. They have to find it. They need to do games, be active. So in my toolbox, I have activities for all styles. When I get to kids class, I take a variety of activities. I plan for a variety of activities. I have visual attractions like props, puppets, PowerPoint, posters. I take toys and games. In some classes, you can ask them to bring. Next time, we want to talk about animals. Do you have any toys, like animal toys? And say, yeah, I have a giraffe, I have a teddy bear, I have a dog. Okay, can you bring it next time? So they turn on their webcam and they show it. This is my, like, I have some here too. This is my Pinky Monkey. This is my Pinky Monkey. Oh, that's lovely. Susie, you can find these things. And you can ask them to help. Songs and chants, these are important factors that will all session you need it in your kids' classes. Usually you start it with songs and you end it in songs because they like that. And even in between, they chant together. This is a part they love it so much. Two things they love, two activities, like I can say 95% of children love. Chanting and storybooks. They love it. We have different techniques to teach children. One of them is see, hear, do. So they see, oh, sorry, when it's gone. They look at it. You show it to them. Then you said, okay, repeat monkey, monkey. What's the first sound? They said, very good. The first sound is Its name is M. So the sound is The name is M. Can you name anything that starts with sound? They say milk, money. Oh, perfect. How to write it. Then you teach them how to write capital, small m. And then you ask them to write it. So they see, they listen and they repeat. You practice with them and do. They write capital M, small m. Or they write monkey. So see, hear, practice it, and do. You get the feedback. What is the second? TPR, total physical response. So in TPR, it's used even for adults. We use it for teaching vocabulary or a concept by using physical movement, like flying, swimming, or jumping, or ceiling, floor, windows. So they listen to the teacher, you show them the picture, and ask them to repeat. Like fly your plane. Fly your plane. So they just mimic or they just mime it, acted, okay? You said, now you point to the door. They don't say anything, they point to the door. They love that because it's a kind of movement in it. So they like it, and it works really good in children classes. They like TPR. In TPR method, you can ask volunteers to take the teacher's role. If you want them to say and repeat the new words, you can ask them to take your role. And the other one, these three are very popular in kids' classes, is engage, study, activate. So you use a picture to talk about the vocabulary, adjectives, or the target language. Like if you want to teach them tall, short, fat, thin, young, old, you can use a picture like this. And so what is it? This is an elephant. What's that? That's a mouse. Look at that. The elephant is very big. The mouse is very small. So everybody repeats, small, small, big, big. Okay, look at the nose. Okay, the trunk is very long. But mouse, is it long? No, that's a small. So you teach them. That's the engage part. And in engage part, you make an engagement for all the students. Then you get to the study part. In this study part, it's a part to practice. You can give them worksheets. This brown cat is than the white cat. And you show them the picture. What happened here? You teach them the adjectives. This is for comparative adjectives. Like for this, if you practice the adjectives, you said, okay, so you need to present the new target language. Whatever, if it is a grammar, you have to present it. And he said, okay, look at the elephant. Elephant is big. What about the mouse? Mouse is small. So elephant is bigger than the mouse. And the mouse is smaller than the elephant. Then you have to bring up the different pictures. Look at this dog and look at this cat. Look at this boat and look at the other boat, boat A, boat. Lots of picture. Hey, they say, oh, that's bigger, that's a smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. Taller, shorter, taller, shorter. Then when they get to study part, it's a part to practice. So you show them different pictures. They said which one is adjective ER than the other one. You can ask them for the read and write. You give them worksheet. Now I want you to fill in the blanks. Activate part is a part that they talk about their real life. In my family, I have a brother. He's only 6 years old. And I said, how old are you? I am 8. My brother is younger than me. And he's smaller than me. He is shorter than me. Oh, that's lovely. So they talk. Activate is the part that they produce what they learn based on their real life. Talking about friends as well. They can talk about their friends. They can talk about their family. They can talk about their schools. They can talk about their toys. Like I have a giraffe and I have a cat. The giraffe next is taller than my cat. Do we have assessment? Of course we do. We have formative assessment and summative assessment. In formative assessment, like during the term it happens. Every 3 units, you review everything with them. They have a consolidation parts. Again, review all the main points, including vocabulary, listening, even writing or reading parts. Look back means look back the last 3 lessons. So it happens during the course. You get the feedback and then you can plan for your class. You see some parts, still they have problems. So it's like reflection on your teaching as well. So they have some problems in some parts. You need to review more or you need to practice more. Definitely, we need formative assessment during the term. But at the end of the term or at the end of the course, there should be a summative assessment. In summative assessment, it's like academic progress. So they have to pass that exam to get to the higher level. It's like midterm, final. If they cannot pass it, means still they haven't learned like 60% or 70%. So they have to stay in that level and study more. So 2, formative during the term, give you feedback and help you in planning. Summative, at the part that they need to change the course to the higher level. So, based on what we said, number one is we need to know them. We need to know their hobbies. Then we need to know what they like. You need to know their first name. And you need to earn their trust. They feel comfortable. They trust you. If they don't trust you, if they don't feel comfortable, they won't talk. They won't participate. They hesitate to even come to the class. But it's going to be very difficult for teachers to teach these students that they don't like the class. But if they like the class and they like their teacher, that will be lovely. They just follow whatever you said. And they practice, they participate in all activities, even they help you in teaching, right? And you enjoy it yourself too. Remember, when you teach to children, each session, all the activities should go around one topic. Otherwise, they get confused. If that day, the whole topic is about daily activities, so the whole session is about daily activities. They learn vocabulary based on their new daily activities. They listen to someone who's talking about their daily activities. They read a reading part based on daily activities. They write some sentences. What do you do every day? They watch something around daily activities. They sing a song about what I do every day. I'll comb my hair, brush my teeth, I'll wash my face. Okay? So everything goes around one topic. We need to engage all of them, and we give a chance for critical thinking and creativity. These are golden rules. Otherwise, they get bored soon. And they stop coming, they stop learning. So when you plan for your lesson in process, pre, while, post, depends on the techniques you use. Like engage, study, activate. So you put them in the context. When you want to teach vocabulary, what you do? You need to create a context to introduce the vocabulary. Then you use pictures, you draw it, you bring real things and you show it to them. You use different audiovisual aids. Sometimes you have to mime it, like fly your airplane. You have to mime it. Fly like a bird. Even it's possible you use synonym or antonym. Like, light, but this one is heavy. Oh, so they know, light, this is heavy. Climb. Okay, let me show you. This is pictures. English teacher, secretary, okay, music instructor, or this is a climb. Climb means you draw a line and you want to introduce different words on the line. Okay? Oh, sorry. Okay. Something pops up on my... Oh, okay, it should be gone now. Yes. Okay, sorry. So it is very difficult to teach them what's the difference between always, often, or rarely ever, or rarely. But if you show it on the line, which we call it climb, it's easier to understand. Maybe it's hard for children. What's the difference between cold, chilly, cool, mild, warm, hot, boiling? Okay? But when you show it, and this is a foreign language or a second language, it's not their mother tongue. So when you show it on the climb, it's easier to understand. And we said we have to show them everything. Again, like all the age groups, we ask CCQ, concept checking questions, and ICQ, instruction checking questions. When you give them instructions, you need to check with them. What you're going to do, Are you going to talk about the questions or you write the answers? Are you going to write the answers in your notebook or in your book? Are you going to do it alone or with your partner? So you check everything. How much time do you have? That's instruction checking question. Concept checking questions. You have to check with them if they've understood the definition. Okay, for example, you've taught mug. Everybody show me your mugs, so they have to show it. They say, oh, perfect. Point to the yellow color. That's good. Find 4 animals. They go and say dog, cat. Nice. Can you draw a dog? Okay. Or cards. They click on it. You want to talk about like synonyms or 2 cards antonyms? So it depends. So they click on the right card or picture and name. So they click it's alligator. That's a picture. Then they click on the other card. Oh, that's it. You match it. So you can make games with them.
Alham,
Yes.
can you go back a couple slides? I haven't heard of ICQing, like ICQing.
Instruction checking questions.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, just and then the difference, like to understand the concept and understanding the instructions. I haven't
Oh, okay.
heard of these
I got you.
terms.
You know what is CCQ? CCQ means concept checking question. Any skills, grammar, words, vocabulary. After presentation and you practice, you want to be sure they have understood the correct definition. You ask them some questions like you have taught early. And it said, I get up at 6 o'clock, but my son gets up like 10. Who gets up early? They say, you. Why? Because it's 6 o'clock. Who gets to the class early? Mary. Why? She was in the class like 4. So that's concept checking. But if you
give examples,
Mhm.
yeah. So what you were doing is giving examples to have them show that they know the difference between what you
Yes,
just taught.
exactly. Yeah,
Whereas the
yeah.
ICQ is just to know if they know they're going to be able to follow what you need them to do in the
Follow the
class.
instructions, right? Right, example. If it's because it happens, you give them instructions, and after 5 minutes, you say, "Oh, they did something different." Okay, just to save time, you check with them. What are you going to do? Check the instruction with them. Is it clear now?
Yeah, thank you. That's
Okay, perfect. In conversation time. So in conversation, we practice speaking, pronunciation, vocabulary, even we review the grammar and fluency and accuracy. What we do in conversation part, because kids' books are full of conversation that they need to practice. You put them in the context. Like today's dialogue is about grandchildren going out with their grandparents and talking about different words related to weather. So I want to create the context. I show them some pictures and said, what can you see in these pictures? Oh, grandma, granddad, children. Are they inside or outside? Okay, one are there outside, one in inside. Look at them, what they're wearing. Jackets. So is it cold or warm? Oh, that picture inside, it's cold because they have jackets. Very good. What about the other one? It's warm. They have t-shirt. So when it's raining, I take my umbrella. So look at it. What's the weather like? How's the weather? Raining. You pre-teach the keywords like raining, raining. They repeat. Is it raining now? No. Okay, what about last night? Yeah. Oh, okay. Look at this picture. How's the weather? Oh, it's raining. This is concept checking questions. When do you take your umbrellas? When it is raining. When do you put on your raincoat? When it's raining. Good, perfect. Okay, now what with this? Windy. It's windy pronunciation. What, not windy. Hmm? Because what sound is not popular in all languages. Many languages, they don't have what sound. They say v. That's why they say windy. Oh, okay. I need to practice. I know the background. So what? I need to practice it with my student. Again, you ask them some questions and then put on. Look at this picture. What's Tom going to do? He's going to put on his coat. Excellent. When you practice the key points with the students, okay, so you check other words with them too. Now look at this. Snowy, very good. This is hot. This is cold. Excellent. The cat gets wet. This is the dialogue, but they don't look at the dialogue. First, we practice listening part. So I show them the pictures. I ask them to listen to the dialogue. I want you to listen to the dialogue and tell me what's the weather like. They listen it and say, oh, it was sunny. Then it was windy. And after that, it was raining. Good job. So you need to give them some activity, some exercise to help them to concentrate. Because kids have short concentration span. But if you give them an activity, answer to these 3 questions, or listen and complete this sentence, or listen and order the pictures, since they have to do some activity, they can concentrate. You help them out. After that, when you check with them, listening comprehension, so perfect. Now it is time to open your book or you share your screen, look at the dialogue, and let's listen again. This part, after 1 or 2 times listening, you can ask them some question, check with the different parts of the dialogue with them to be sure they have understood. Okay, now look here. I want you to listen again and fill in the blanks. Now in your purse, look at the dialogue and remember part B. I don't want you to memorize, but how do you answer or how do you play part B? Then part A, they're in pairs, they can work together. Okay, it's time to role play the dialogue. So little by little, you make it more difficult. Then you said, what is your favorite kind of weather? Oh, snowy? Okay, I want you to make a dialogue about it. You are on a picnic. You are in the park. You are in the store. You are in the party. You like snowy? Oh, okay. Where do you want to be? I want to be on picnic. Oh, okay. You're out of the town. You have picnic with your family and it starts snowing. What do you say? Make dialogues. Let them be creative. So already they have the sample. They have the sample. They know how to run the dialogue. And they practice enough. They fill in the blanks, they practice part A, they practice part B, and they practice the whole dialogue. But it's the third part, activate. So we want to use what they have learned in their real life. So we give them a chance. What's your favorite kind of weather? Sunny, windy, snowy. Okay. And then we put them in a situation. Where do you want to be? A picnic? In the party? Or in the park playing soccer? Or in the mall? They say, I want to be like in a mall. Okay. You have 5 minutes with your partner to make a dialogue. You are in the mall and it starts snowing. So they have said, put on your coat. It's getting cold. It's windy. Oh, it's snowing, you know? So they make a short dialogue and they practice how to use the new words in their real life. Is it clear?
Can I just say, yeah, can I just say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think that makes sense, but the funny thing is, I think calling it a dialogue, because dialogue makes sense when it's a conversation, there's people, but it's kind of like you're telling them to tell you a story, like what happened. So I just found this whole reference in the whole time you were talking about dialogue. Like that's not
Because
a
we put
common
them in
word that I
pairs. Since
use.
they are talking together, A, B, A, B,
Yeah,
A, B.
yeah,
But
yeah. So
I
you want to
agree,
make
sometimes,
a,
sometimes you ask them to tell you, but
yeah,
otherwise they have to learn to how to make a conversation. So
yeah,
one practice could be.
that's I think that's a better word even. But I think that if I was teaching a class, I would be like, well, let's have a story that's going to go back and forth. Like I don't know. I mean, dialogue, I guess, is the correct term, but I don't know if kids in schools, like in elementary school here, talk about writing a dialogue. Maybe
Mhm.
they do, but it just seems
Oh,
like a
okay.
funny
So we
term
can
to
say
me.
conversation. I mean, that's fine too. But my
Yeah,
whole point
exactly.
was they role play that conversation back and forth. They can talk, or in group
Yeah,
of three, they can talk. Hmm.
I see what
I
the
see that.
activity is, and it's good. Yeah, it's good.
They have listening as well, top down, bottom up, the same thing. So they listen, and you say, put the pictures in the right order. When they put the pictures and number the pictures, then they talk about each picture, what happened. So you work on their comprehension side. Then fill in the blanks, listen to the audio and find out what job is it. So it said A works at the hospital. They write nurse. So it is bottom up. The work on the specific word and how to spell it. So you have both approaches, top down and bottom up for kids as well. After that, after it finished, you show this is the activate one. You show them different pictures and said, okay, tell me what's their job and where do they work. I believe because they are kids, I don't want they only learn stereotypes for like different genders for their job. So a woman could be a police officer, a man could be a chef, a woman could be a firefighter. So that's why I put the spell, and a man could be a nurse. So it's good to put like that's why I choose these pictures. So they say, "Oh, she's a firefighter." Oh yeah, it's not always he. hmm So that's nice too. But the main point actually here is when they listen, when they do the activity, so they can use the words and talk about the pictures. Reading the same thing. They look at the pictures, they guess what happened, then they listen to it once. They listen to them once to listen to the correct pronunciation of sentences and words. You can ask them to read some parts to check their intonation, and then you ask some comprehension questions. Then the main aim of the reading is what to wear in what kind of weather. So after that, you can ask them, it's raining, what would you wear? Or it's sunny, what do you wear in sunny weather? You check with them the new words and they have to use the new words. If they know all of the words, but they just learn like three new words in their, when you ask them some question, they need to use the new words or the new functions. That's what activate part is about. In activate part, you want to check what you've taught to them, they've learned. Writing we for letters, copying, or you can have fun writings like egg. They're writing in the like oval picture or long, visualize the words or small, very small, or big with the big letters. That's fun too. Or you can give them pictures or ask them to make mask and look at your friend's mask and write about it. So it's a pig, it has small pinky nose, or what do pigs eat, or where do they live, or they write about their favorite toys, because you want to motivate them to write. Guided, like listen to the song and fill in the blanks. Do you remember that song, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. But nowadays, maybe it's different. They listen to different songs, but they listen and fill in the blanks. They like picto stories with pictures. Okay. And they have to write the word above the picture. So they read the story. There is a puppy and a kitten near our home. So they write it. This is another way of writing. If you want to ask them to write a postcard or write about themselves, we always start with the sample. So they read a sample about Mary, what Mary says. Then you make it a little bit difficult. They have to fill in the blanks and write few sentences about Emily. They have all the information on one side, and then they want to put it in a paragraph. So they complete some sentences or complete second part of a sentence. Then they check with the teacher and you check their writing. Third phase is a phase they write about themselves. Again, you give them hints. In this paragraph, you write your name, your age, what you like to eat, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite color, and where do you go to school. So they know they have to write 5 sentences about themselves. So sample, for sure, a little bit difficult, just part of it they have to complete. Then freer practice, the part they write about themselves. So activate part is always a part which is related to their real life. In kids' classes, we always have a very good starter, energetic ones like song, games, dance, story, talking about their favorite character. In kids' classes, we have lots of variety short activities. Multiple short activities, move up activities, visual for visual learners, for auditory learners, even for the ones who likes to read and write. Lots of repetition. They love that. And at the very end, a short recap. You review everything, you check the instructions for the assignment with them, and then you say bye. Before saying goodbye, either game or song. So when they leave the class, they have a good concept with a good feeling. That makes them to come back again. That's a nice quote from Plato. It said, do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds. I love that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. 2000, more than 2000 years ago, he said it, while a lot of people don't know it right now.
Right, right. So if they like it, they learn it. If not, yeah, you're going to have a very hard time with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions now?
Well, no, that was marvelous. I think, I never underwent training to teach children. I think that was the
Oh, really?
problem. That was